live and we don't know it. Let me wait for YouTube to start the stream to make sure that the audio is okay, because sometimes the audio gets screwed up. Wait,
Yeah, it's Discord, isn't it?
and I'll give you the link so you have it. You has it. You has the link.
The link to what?
The link to the stream.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're good. All right.
Yeah.
So you are, I guess, anti-Harris. You hate Harris.
How did you know? How did you know?
Okay, I'm. It's not like,
You know too well.
look. I'm not pro. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a Republican. So we're not disagreeing about that.
Oh, no. I wasn't being funny then. I was just joking.
Okay. All right. I know you don't like Harris because she's a leftist,
Oh, no.
lib. She's a
Oh, no, not because she's left. It's because she's a terrible person.
she's a what?
A terrible person.
Sure. I mean, I guess you could argue that. I mean, that's like that's the ultimate ad hominem. So that's you
I
can
mean, I have proof if you want.
no, but you can be a terrible person and a great leader. So when you vote
Yeah.
for a leader, you don't care so much about the personality. You're not
I
voting.
mean, Hitler and Saddam, I mean, they weren't really the best people, but they weren't bad leaders. They were good leaders. They can lead a country.
Look, we need to separate. I don't. But we can come back to Hitler and Saddam Hussein. But the point is, with a leader, it's not so important the personality. It's like a philosopher or a mathematician or a scientist. You don't care about.
But like,
Mhm.
yeah, but if they're susceptible to bribes, though, is what I mean. Like that should definitely
It doesn't
matter.
matter. It doesn't matter.
And if they're susceptible to being bribed, I think it does because that means their interest won't be no longer in the people; it will be for themselves if they can be bribed.
Yeah, but it still doesn't matter.
That's a bad quality in a leader. It means it's a bad leader. If you are able to get bribed, you're a terrible leader because that means your interests can be bought.
No, it does. It does not mean you're a bad leader. It might mean you're a great.
If you
It
if
depends.
you accept illegal bribes, I say if you accept money to change laws that will benefit them and not the people, that is a terrible leader.
Not
That is a terrible leader.
not necessarily. It depends on who's bribing towards what position. So if you're getting bribed to make more free market, so that's a win-win. So you get bribed, you win, but we get more free.
I mean, they shouldn't be bribed to do the correct thing. They should do it already. So you wouldn't be bribed to do the correct thing. You'd be bribed to do the wrong thing.
I'd rather have a leader be bribed to do something that I think is for the benefit, of mankind, like free markets, rather rather than not be bribed and be.
Yeah, no, but no one does a bribe for the free market. They bribe to make sure they get the better option on the table for them, not the people.
I don't know what nobody. I'm saying the principle. The principle. I don't care so much. I honestly don't care because when I vote for a leader, I'm voting for a policy. If you end up getting a bribe, as long as the bribe is not something that is like
Detrimental.
exactly detrimental for the economy, which it usually would
Yeah,
not.
no, I'm absolutely. I disagree with you there because if you are able to be bought, you are able your entire character and your loyalty to your country can be put into question. Well, I mean, I think it does kind of matter because you can see this with actual British politics, like where I'm from. Uh, well, Keir Starmer and Rishi, they have similar. They like, you know what I mean. They have similar manifestos, similar policies, and they say they will do these things, but they don't do these things. Like, you know what I mean. So, I do think you know what I mean. They're blatantly lying. They're saying they're going to do and fix these issues, but they never do. I don't. I think so. Their character must have some form of implication of whether they're a good leader or not. Absolutely.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't look into the specifics, but in general, the principle by which I decide a good leader or a bad leader is by the policy. And
Oh, you know, yeah, that's how I do it as well. Like, I don't think we should take like I give their religious beliefs. I don't think we should take that into accountability, but the policy is the most important thing on the table, no doubt in my mind, absolutely.
Right. So if you tell me if I have to choose between a Stalin who was the most righteous person in history. He died with $0, whatever, in the bank. He died completely poor. So he never took a penny bribe, but he brought into humanity, the worst evils we can imagine. Some of the worst evils of civilizations were, the atrocities were done under him, under his leadership, because of him. So it doesn't help me that he was straight as an arrow. Hitler was as straight as an arrow.
Well, I'm not saying if you don't accept bribe, but I'm saying it is a good. I am saying though, if you don't accept bribes, that is a good quality in a leader because that shows your ideas, like your loyalty to your belief in your country cannot be bought. It shows
It,
that is a good quality in a leader. I do think that's a point. I don't think. I mean, you can argue like
I
Hitler and
don't.
Stalin being bad leaders, even though they don't accept bribes, but at least you know what I mean. They're not going to be bought for their ideology.
Okay, I don't care if the person gets paid to do what I think is good. I don't care if he gets paid for that. I just don't care. It's not a parameter in my equation. I don't care. I'd rather have a guy, a leader who gets paid to give us free market than a straight as an
But
arrow.
that's just not what. But the bribe will. But that's not what the bribe would be, though, would it?
Look, I don't know what it would be. Let me just finish a sentence because you keep cutting off every time. So I'd rather have the most crooked guy who at the end gives us free market rather than a straight as an arrow Stalin. That's it. The, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not debating you on that.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that if you accept bribes, it's not a good quality in a leader. I'm not saying
I
like
just
it's
told
the
you I
most
don't.
important
I just
quality.
told you I don't care. I don't know how to say it more clearly. I don't care. Not a parameter in my equation. 0.0 meaning in the equation.
And I'm telling you, and I'm saying it should be some form of a
Well, it's
parameter,
not.
not an
Fine.
important one, but it
Okay.
should be some form.
Okay. So you care. I don't. I don't see the point. I mean, we have such terrible leaders that I honestly, at this point, it's not a parameter in the equation. There's so many parameters and it's so complex that the last thing I care is are they straight or are they crooked? Not a parameter in my equation.
So you don't care if they're a good leader or a evil leader. That doesn't. That's not an important.
According to you, what is a good leader that he's straight, that he's not crooked, doesn't take bribe? That's not my definition.
No, no. I'm not saying a good leader doesn't take bribes. I'm saying it's a good quality to have in a leader.
I don't see it. Sorry. I don't care. I don't
I
care for
think
bribes. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, we're wasting time. We've been through this. There's no point in repeating this multiple times. Okay. You're young. You think that nothing.
no, it's no. But you're being ignorant there. If you think if your morals and ideals can be bought as a leader, that's not a good quality because that proves
Care.
your loyalty does not lie in the
I
people.
don't know what.
But that proves your loyalty doesn't lie in the people, though,
I
doesn't
don't
it?
care. I
So
don't.
that proves you're a bad
I
leader.
don't care. Hitler.
All right, fine. You what me and you aren't going to see eye to eye. Then let's go back to Camilla Harris. Then.
Okay, let me just say something. Hitler was very loyal to the German people, extremely loyal. Didn't do anyone any good. Didn't do him any good. Didn't do the German
Yeah.
people any good. Stalin was very loyal. Mao everybody was very loyal. The people that committed the worst atrocities were just, they were so loyal to their people, and they committed the
And
worst.
I'm not denying that.
So
I'm not
I
denying that.
don't care. So at this point, I just don't care. Like you're not gonna convince me to vote for you because you have a great personality and you're straight as an arrow, you're a straight shooter. You can go jump in the lake. What's your policy towards free markets? That's all I care. I need freedom to
Yeah, I agree with you there. I absolutely do. I'm just saying though, it should at least hold some substance. Like
zero,
if a leader should fight for their
zero,
people, should
zero. I'm
well
tired. I'm
can
tired.
you answer my question then?
Yes, go ahead.
Should a leader fight for its people? Should a leader fight for its people? Yes or no?
It, I it comes out that it's meaningless because you can like Hitler fought for his people. It didn't do anyone any good. He almost destroyed the planet.
Yeah,
So no, I don't care if you fight for the people. I don't care. I don't care. Are you giving us free markets? Yes or no? That's it. Everything else, jump in the lake. I don't want to hear it. Free markets? Yes
you're
or
just
no?
ignorant
Nothing
on that
else.
subject.
What?
That's just being ignorant because you're saying you do want them to be for the people. You want them.
No, I
You're
don't
literally
care.
saying you want free markets, right? That's a good thing, right? That's for the people, that,
What do you mean for the
right? You want laws that will bet,
which people?
right?
Which people?
Which people? The leader who will govern them. The leader who will govern them. We're on about like an imaginary country for a leader, right? I'm not saying
No.
that Hitler was an amazing. I'm not going to say Hitler is a good leader because he didn't take bribes. I'm not going to say that. But I am going to say though, if your moral beliefs can be bought, that's not really the best
I
quality to
don't
have in a
care.
leader.
Okay, okay.
The leader should be strong in
I
what they
don't care.
stand for.
We've said it. I don't.
You even said that yourself.
Hitler wasn't. You couldn't buy Hitler. That did no one any good. You couldn't buy Stalin. That did. It would have been the opposite. If it would have been possible to buy Stalin, we could have had a better world. If this guy would, if you could have bought him, you could have nudged him from this murderous, endless spree. If you,
Yeah, no, but like but his policies are bad though. We both agree his policies and ideas are bad, right? We both agree that's bad. That's the actual issue with Stalin. Not that he doesn't take
yeah, but
bribes.
once
It's his actual policies are the problem. His beliefs are the problem,
I don't see. It's
not his actual moral.
sorry, not a parameter in my equation. I'm sorry, it's just not. I've seen people who are good for the people, good to the people, loyal to the people, destroy the planet one after the other. No exception. Enough. Enough. Enough is
But that's
enough.
like saying all people who do that are bad though.
Look,
That's like saying all
here,
people who do that are bad.
let
They're
me
just not.
let me. Okay, I'll tell you. The best person to rule the universe right now is me. That's how I feel.
No, it's not.
Well, for me, that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So, if you ask me, do I care if I why is it a parameter in the equation if they pay me more for this for that? I'm gonna do either way what I think is the best thing for humanity for the future generations. Either way, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly right. So you don't
I
want them to
don't.
take bribes. You
No,
you want
no,
to do the
I
best
don't
for the
care.
people.
No, 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 no. Give me bribes. I'd rather also at the same time receive bribes. There's no contradiction. Give me bribes, but I'm also gonna do the
You,
right thing. I'm not gonna
you
look.
can't have both.
Well, no, I'm not saying give me bribes to change my mind about anything. But if you're gonna give me a bribe, just and I'm not gonna change my mind about anything, then fine. Because usually it works the other way. Usually, so a politician he gets money from all these interest groups, but these are the interest
Donors.
groups. What? Listen, the interest groups that give him money for his campaign and give him the build his career, they find him and he finds them because he leans towards a certain ideology, and these interest groups, they lean towards the same ideology. Then they start supporting each other. That's how it works. So bribery it's usually the way it works. It's usually not I believe in X, but because you bribed me, I'm going to do anti-X. That's not usually what happens.
Right.
Usually what happens is I believe in X. Look, if I run for anything, I'm going to run for my platform. I believe in free markets. And then there's going to be all these billionaires that I'm going to turn to. I'm going to tell them, listen, I'm all for free markets, so give me money so I can win. I can be a great leader, and I'll save you. It's going to be good for you because right now the world hates billionaires. I'm going to rescue you. It's good for you. I believe you guys are great, so it's going to be a win-win.
That's
But
not a bribe though. That's not a
well,
bribe though. That's
okay,
mutual
okay,
that's mutual beneficial. You
but let's say
but
it's
listen to
right.
me here though, because I have a valid point for you that you might understand, I think, right?
Go
But
ahead.
a bribe is like, for example, Keir Starmer accepted multiple bribes, right? That did not benefit the people, right? It does not benefit anyone. But he's accepting bribes that benefit himself and the companies, but not the people, right? Because you don't when you do a bribe, it's not going to benefit the people because the person in power would have put that in place already. They would do a bribe
Okay,
to help themselves.
I don't,
That's what a bribe
I
is.
don't,
It's to help something to
I
push your
explained.
own interest.
Okay, I explained. It really depends. If we could have bribed Hitler from stopping the nonsense, it would have been great. Because he thought that
Yeah,
the best thing for Germany and for the German people and for the German motherland, the best thing is to destroy the universe. That's what he believed. This idiot.
no, it's not. That's a
Whatever.
laslie, dude.
Okay, okay,
He
whatever.
did. He did not believe we
Whatever.
should destroy the universe.
Okay, okay. He thought he's gonna change. He's gonna make the universe
A super race.
utopia, whatever. Which, as far as I'm concerned, it's complete and utter nonsense. He thought he was going to do
Yeah,
great things. I think today, he was an idiot to the power of idiot squared. That's what he was.
yeah,
If,
we
if,
both agree.
if,
But you're trying to say that all people who accept bribes are bad
hold
people
on.
when they're not.
No, 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 I'm not. No, no, I'm not. I didn't say that. I'm just saying, if it would have been possible to get the guy to stop the nonsense and stop the madness, even through a bribe, you really want to save the German people here. I'll give you so much money that you can, right? Because right now, right, let's say towards the end of the war or the middle of the war, I would have told them, listen, you're gonna end up. They're gonna execute you. You're not gonna live this out. You see people getting butchered. Everybody's getting. You see that where you're going is no up to no good. So let me give you a deal. I'll give you a deal. All right, a bribe is a deal. I'm gonna give you a bunch of money, and I'm gonna
It's illegal to bribe politicians. You
let
do know, like, it is illegal to do bribes.
let me finish. So we're going to give you immunity. We're going to give you a place to stay wherever you want in the world. You're going to go and live out the rest of your life completely protected, witness protection. You're going to be fine. We're going to, okay, that's an option. You'll have money and women, whatever you want. Just, abdicate your throne, leave Germany alone. Tell the German people it was all a mistake. You're so sorry that you're leaving, that you got a good deal, you got a golden parachute. Sorry for all the all the whatever happened. Goodbye, and that's it, and you're gone. It would have been better to
What about the
do, but
polar
you
opposite, though?
agree. Hold on. You agree that if it would have been, if he was not such a straight shooter and he was bribable, it would have been better for the unit.
It'd be better for the world, yeah.
You
It'd be better for the world.
you agree that that a trait of a leader that he is open somewhat to receive a bribe, it's not so bad. You see, with
No.
Hitler, and the same would have been. The same could be like with North Korea. If we could offer the North Korea presidente, listen,
I could tell you an exact opposite though, right? So imagine someone that put the people's interest first, right? They done everything, free market, everything, perfect utopia. But they could be bribed. This person accepts bribes though, and will accept bribes to worsen conditions for the average person, which does happen, right? We can't be naive like that. People would bribe for that, absolutely,
that's you.
right?
Yeah,
And then in that
I
example, you don't want someone who bribes.
I
You
don't
don't
know.
want someone who would accept a
Depends.
bribe, do you? Because it's illegal. That's why it is illegal
It
to
depends.
bribe a politician.
Okay, okay.
It's universally agreed that someone who takes bribes is not a good person.
Please don't repeat. It depends on the policy. I need to know what exactly. You say it's bad for the worker, bad for the average. I need to see what is the policy. Some policies that are
You're not going to be doing a bribe if it's bad, if it's good though. If it actually benefits humanity and the
okay.
people, you're not going to bribe
The
because
question
it'd already be done.
no, because politicians many times are idiots. Like Hitler was an idiot. Stalin was an idiot. These are idiots. Most Mao Zedong was an idiot. Che Guevara was an idiot. Pol Pot was an idiot. These people are idiots. They're just idiots. If you can give them money and give them witness protection, you can get rid of them and move on with life. Otherwise, you're going to have another 50 years of butchering of children. That's all.
No, but that's where bribery can be good though. That you're using an example where bribery can be useful and it could be a good thing. But in that situation though, that's because of someone who is deluded in their own personal beliefs. Their personal beliefs are deluded because they are idiots. right?
That
And
fine, but that happens a lot. A lot. Like you see right now, Putin. If we could get Putin to stop the war, stop.
yeah, that's what Donald Trump's gonna do. He's gonna broker a deal. That's his entire goal.
Okay. No, I don't want a deal. No deal. No deal. No deal. Abdicate. I'll give you money. You abdicate. You go. You take a golden parachute. Go live out the rest of your life.
No, Putin wants to make a deal. Putin said he'll listen
No
to
deal. No deal.
the
I
deal.
told you last time. I'm not gonna go back. No deal. No deal with Putin. No deal. We're not gonna. We don't negotiate with terrorists because you're inviting terrorism.
Oh,
Out.
I remember I remember this thing. I don't want to start this again because we actually did get nowhere on that one.
So let's stop. Let's not. Anyway, for me, it would have been great because Putin, he's a believer. He's like Hitler. He believes in magic. He believes in Mother Russia and the Russian people and the Russian, mysticism. He's a mystic. He believes in mysticism, the Russian mysticism, and the Christian church and the Orthodox church and the church and the
He
magic.
also has a corrupt society. He also has a corrupt society that is known to take bribes.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about Putin. Putin is a mystic. I heard his interview with.
But what's Putin got to do with bribes or Kamala Harris?
If I hold on, well, you brought up bribery.
You brought up Putin. I brought up bribes.
You brought up bribery, so I'm going one by one.
Yeah.
I'm testing your theory. I'm testing the theory. Is a leader that accepts bribe, is it a good thing or a bad thing? As far as I'm concerned, what good and bad are.
Ideas and morals can be bought. That's not a good thing, right? That should universally it should be agreed on. If your beliefs and ideas can be bought, you're not really that fit to be a leader because you're willing to compromise on your beliefs, aka negotiate with terrorists. Right? You're saying bribery is a good thing. Okay, then. Or here's a bribe, negotiate with it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not. You should not accept bribes really as a leader because that shows you're putting personal interests above the people, right? In some situations, it may be better if the person did accept a bribe. I can agree with you on that, but in most situations, it won't. But at the end of the day, it's a good quality in a leader, right? It's one single good quality. It doesn't make a good leader. That's proven with Hitler. That's proven with Stalin. You made very good points on that. But as a whole, though, if someone who was for the people, someone who really did know what they was on about, and they didn't accept bribes, that is the literal perfect package to make a utopia.
Okay. All right. I think we killed this horse. You have any other horses you want to kill?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala. All right. Topic 2. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know anything about her. I don't know if anybody knows anything about her. Kamala.
I know about her. She's such she's a terrible person. She withheld evidence to put it when it was subpoenaed because she didn't want to admit she was wrong, basically, because she put a man on death row. She got subpoenaed for evidence, refused to still give the evidence afterwards, and put a man's life in risk because she just didn't want to give over evidence. She laughed about putting people in jail for marijuana, then openly admitted she's done weed. She's not a good person.
Yeah.
She's really not fit for a leader role.
As much as I dislike her and I dislike Biden, that's not a good argument. That's an ad hominem. I don't care about any personal traits when it comes to a leader. I'm gonna judge the policy. I don't care about the person. I don't care.
Oh, then I'll tell you what I mean. I mean, though, it should. I mean, we shouldn't have someone who rules by emotion. We should have someone who rules by logic.
I don't care.
And it's logical.
I don't care. That's like
you don't.
No, I don't care. That's like when you debate someone. Like I don't care anything about the person I'm debating. I need to know what he's saying. I need to.
Okay, she wants open. She wants open border. She wants open border. She wants an open border.
That's a good policy.
That's a policy. No, you asked for that open border is a terrible policy.
Well, it depends. It depends. Open policy. I don't know if it's such a terrible policy. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know.
People, okay, I will give you an example why it's a bad policy. Open borders have caused New Yorkers, their children can no longer go schools because their asylum seekers law, because of the Biden administration's policies, because Biden administration and Kamala Harris, both the same, right? Barack Obama, both the same, right? It's all the same party, all the same administration in the long run. And with their open boarding policy, New York children can no longer go to school because they are filled to the brim. That is a terrible. That proves that illegal immigration with open borders can be bad because it's stopping children from learning.
I'm personally anti.
It's causing homelessness.
I'm personally anti-school, so that you're arguing in the wrong direction. So give me something else that because of which you're anti.
But I mean, school's better than nothing, though, isn't it? They're getting no
Nothing.
form of education
No,
now.
no, nothing is better than school. Nothing is.
Nothing's better than school.
Yeah.
Well, school teaches you basic math so you can, do addition, so you can at least, figure out how much money you have in the bank, how much you can spend. I mean, school as a whole, I do agree the education system should be changed, but to say it offers absolutely nothing is just completely absurd and wrong.
We need
To say it offers absolutely nothing is absurd.
we need to look.
It does offer some stuff,
You
but
gotta
it should offer more realistically.
you gotta let me look when you take a break and a breather and I enter I start saying something, then you gotta let me have at least a few words in a row. I mean, unless you want to do like
You were doing the same
you know
thing.
what we can do
I
every
let you speak about Hitler.
no, it's not the point. The point is like we're like talking in walkie-talkie. So every time you finish, you can say over. Every time
You just want me to say over when I finish the point.
maybe we should try that. Like I'm gonna let you finish,
Oh,
and then like you can tell me if I can go. Like because otherwise we're gonna enter each other's mid sentences. So I don't want that. That's like very painful. All
all
right,
right. I'll say over when I finish with the point.
all right. So
But to put it simply, though, children aren't learning. People that are getting there because, by the way, illegal immigration does also increase crime because people who are there illegally also tend to, if they're willing to commit one crime, they're willing to commit others. Because that's why a lot of people who do illegally immigrate do tend to commit crimes, making it more unsafe to be, to be part of that society. And they don't integrate well. Over.
wait. Make one point. Choose a point. So you want to talk about the crime statistics?
I don't need to. No, the point is illegal immigration, open borders is a bad idea. That's the point.
Why? What's your evidence?
Because it's shown to increase crime.
Okay.
Children in New York
Okay.
can't go
Stop.
to
Stop. What's
school.
your
It
evidence?
makes the world unsafe.
Stop. Stop. One point at a time. What's your
That, that,
evidence that increases crime?
what's my evidence that increases crime?
Yes.
Look at crime statistics.
All right. Show. I mean, what do you mean? Look. What you bring forth your evidence? What do you mean? Look.
Okay,
You
right.
need to Google
All right, then.
it.
One sec. Let me get something up
Have
then
you
real
looked?
quick.
Have you looked into it, or are you now looking for the first time? Do you know it, or are you going to research it now?
Okay, right. So the share of undocumented. Right. Sorry. Well, by the way, a crime itself is illegal immigration. So off the bat, all illegal immigrants are criminals. If we really want to get into that,
No. You said it.
illegal immigration is a crime, and all right. Well, okay then.
Then I don't
Okay then.
care.
I'll just give
Don't
you an idea,
care.
right?
If that's your evidence
When
for it, it causes rising crime. Then I don't care about that rising crime. Like,
no, I mean, I'll tell you my evidence. I'm just saying, for one argument, I guess you could say that, right? But I'll tell you the evidence. Look at Luton, right? That's a city in England, right? Because of illegal immigration, a lot of people go there. Now then, Luton is also the terrorist capital of England, and it's also the point where a lot of illegal immigrants go. It also has a lot of grooming gangs that are done by illegal immigrants.
yeah, but Google
Over.
doesn't want us to discuss that, so we're not going to talk about that. I mean, YouTube, if you talk about that, they're going to destroy us. So we cannot, YouTube doesn't want us to talk about that, so talk to them about it.
Wait, so what? Can you tell me what I can't talk about then?
No, just not,
Roughly.
the word that starts with grew and ends with ing, we cannot talk about. We don't want to get.
But those are the main crimes committed by these people, though.
Okay, let's talk about any other crime. Look, every time. So I don't know. The question is, it's it's a confusing phenomenon. Every phenomenon is very difficult to study a phenomenon and detach it from anything else. So the question is it open borders that's causing it, or is it something else? Like, I don't know what. Like, maybe there's not enough work visas. Hold on. It might.
Open borders is oh, so yeah, I didn't say all. My bad, my bad.
No, no, it's okay. You can interrupt me. The point is it open borders, or is it a combination of open borders together with like illegal or lack of work visas? So let's say all the illegal migrants are not allowed to work, and now they need to. You're not leaving them a choice. Like they cannot go back home because it's a dead end at home. Obviously, they ran away from home because home was no good. They came to the West because it's so much better. Obviously, it's much better for you. So they want what you have. They want a good life, which is basically just opportunity to get a job and move ahead in life. What do they want? I mean, they're not coming. It's not like they read or they heard, oh, you can come to the West to commit crime and go to jail or get kicked out or get murdered.
91%.
Go ahead.
91% of illegal immigrants that come into the UK are working, well, military age fit men.
That's good.
Right, not women and children. It's not women and children that are coming in. It's men. 91% of UK
I don't.
immigration.
I mean, what am I? I mean,
It's not.
I probably
It's not
don't.
good.
I mean, for
And
me,
these men
I mean, these are look.
don't.
But let me tell you about the problem. As far as I know, like in the U.S. right now, the employment is the unemployment is at a historic low, meaning there's not enough workforce. There's more jobs to be done than there's people available to work. It's like that's the fact. The fact is that there's like if you get more working hands, you get more work done, and you get a higher average quality of life.
Are you saying we have too many jobs in America?
I mean, you could say
Is
that.
that what you're saying?
You could say that, but usually a job just
You're
means
saying we got labor shortage.
basically, yeah. But labor shortage
Right.
means that if you filled those jobs, you would get a higher quality.
I know what labor shortage is. I do know what labor shortage is.
No, but what? But the meaning why? But a labor shortage means that your average quality of life is lower than it could be if you brought in foreigners to fill those jobs. So you're actually increasing the average quality. It's like when you buy from China cheap but good quality stuff, that you're getting a higher average quality of life. Like when you have to choose to buy an iPhone made in the US or an iPhone made in China.
What's this got to do with immigration?
What do you
By
mean?
the way, what's this got to do with the open border policy?
It, it, it means it's good. Open borders are good to raise.
Open,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but open borders. So, what about the cultural impact of that? Because when two cultures come like, now obviously for you, like immigration is not as bad as a problem, but in England, it's one of the biggest problem, and it's universally agreed upon. Like, not both parties say it's a huge problem, right? Illegal immigration, because that's what I'm on about.
I
Legal immigration is beautiful and does wonders for an economy. Amazing, right?
don't care if both parties say something. That doesn't change my mind. You have to convince me. Telling me that there is a consensus or that's an ad populum logical fallacy. I don't care that the majority think one or the other way. You have to
Right. So so can I give you UK examples instead to prove my point of like illegal immigration, right?
I don't think it's going to be
Because
different than the US or anywhere else.
oh no, it's completely different, right? Because you don't live in the UK, I'm assuming. Or am I wrong?
I'm out of the country either way. I'm traveling. I don't know what's going on in the US. I've been out of the country.
No, the UK.
I'm not going to
Right.
say
Well,
where I'm at, but It doesn't matter. Look, I don't know. We're talking about the U.S. right now, so yeah, we can discuss the UK.
Yeah,
I don't
but you was giving me examples before about Hitler and Stalin, so I'm just giving you an example because illegal immigration is a bigger problem here than in the US, but
But
it's
I
still
don't
a
know.
problem in the US.
Okay,
So we can see the
if
long-term effects and problems that illegal immigration
so,
causes in the
if
UK.
you in general, we don't have free markets. That's the beginning, the middle, and the end of every single problem you can think of. Literally every single problem.
No, 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 no. Illegal immigration and free market. No, the elite free market does not solve illegal immigration
Of
because people
course.
want to move out of their country.
What?
Right, free no illegal immigration, right?
Hmm.
Can't be fixed with a free market. Illegal immigration can be fixed by stopping them getting through the border.
No,
That's how
no,
you fix
I
it.
don't want.
Not with a free market.
No, I don't want to stop anyone from anything except for.
I don't want to stop people from legally immigrating, but illegally I disagree with.
No, you should allow. You should have open. Theoretically, the way if I ran the universe, here's how I'll do it. So everything is open borders. Um,
Okay.
but it's free markets. So there's no uh welfare. Stop the welfare. No more welfare. So the government doesn't do handouts. So if somebody comes from another country, he looks for a job, he cannot find a job, he goes back to his country. No, if
Yeah,
he
yeah, no,
stays,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree with that. Like some
so
extent.
that's the problem. That's the way it used to be. I think like before, World War or around World War II, it was still like that. Like the idea of a closed border is relatively new. It wasn't like this during the when the U.S. economy was booming with like I don't know 10% or whatever growth per year. That those were open border years. And New York. Look at the movie Gangs of New York. The Irish and the Italians and I don't know who else. I mean, they were having a civil war inside Manhattan. Just I mean,
Right.
watch the movie. It's like so. It back then.
Can I tell you why illegal immigration has illegal immigration has negatively impacted my life already?
It doesn't matter because I don't look at you and I don't look at that. I
No, but I'm not on about just me. I'm on about everyone my age, millions of people, right? So I'm saying illegal immigration is bad
how
due to it increases the cost of living. It's the reason why the housing market
point
hasn't yet. No,
one
it
point
has.
one
One in 30 people have came here in the past
one
2 years.
wait, hold on. One point at a time. It's like bring up a point and let's dissect it. No, don't give me a list.
I'll call it evidence A, right? I'll call it a different letter of like the evidence, right?
Just give
When I
me
change my
one.
points.
No, no, don't give me a list. I don't need lists. We're gonna waste time.
No, but it
Wait,
causes multiple problems, though. You
let's
can't
deal
just
with
say it, but it causes multiple.
one at a time.
We're not picking the best.
Look,
We need to look at all the problems.
look, Mr.
Jimbo.
Bo. This is not the first time in my life I'm having a discussion with someone who thinks like you, and I used to think like you. I know everything you're going to say. I used to make these remarks myself for years before you were born. So don't
Okay, so
worry.
what am I going to argue about illegal immigration?
Look. It's not the
Because
point.
no one actually.
Just do
Because
the
I'm not going to argue any of your points. These points are new points,
yeah. Of course.
right? I'm going to argue illegal immigration is bad because point one, it increases the cost of living.
All right.
Point two,
No,
right? We'll go. I'll tell you the points and then I'll go through them.
please
I'll tell you my points and then I'll go through them.
don't. No, 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 no. One at a time. Let's dissect it one at a time.
Yeah.
I'm on your side. You're not coming up with something that I wasn't saying for tens of years before you were born. Don't worry about it. You're not gonna surprise me. I'm an old dog. I've said these things that you're
Okay.
saying now for,
Right.
for half for
I'll
a
talk
long
about a main
time
point
before
then.
you came to
I'll
this
stick to
planet. All right.
right.
So you think that open border.
Illegal immigration's bad is because it increases the cost of living, aka housing. Right? You know what cost of living is, housing and all that stuff, right?
Immigration. We're talking about illegal
Increases housing costs. Increases housing. We'll do housing first.
housing. Okay, so topic 5, housing
Mhm.
costs. All right. So, all right. So this goes directly to free markets. So nothing should nothing should change. Okay, what do you think? So you think it how does it okay, let's analyze this. So you think it raises the housing cost? Why does it raise the housing cost?
The reason it increases the housing cost is because when people come here illegally, right, more houses need to be built. Because
Yes.
one
No, no,
house
I
needs to be
agree.
built every, I think
I
it's
agree.
one. No, no, this isn't a different point. This is
I
not a different point, by the
agree.
way. It's just a fact.
I don't like it when people tell me and I agree and they say because. If I agree you don't need to say because. I agree. So again, so you're saying
So what? Wait, what? So what do you need to?
mhm.
What do you need to like? What do you agree with?
Yeah,
Like, what you saying you agree with?
okay, so you're saying that so it's not only legal immigration, it's also legal immigration. It's not only legal
No, no,
no,
nope, nope. I'm not saying that.
housing costs. Wait, what do
I
you
am
think?
not.
So what?
I,
Okay,
so if I could say my point, I'm saying illegal immigration increases the cost of housing because 1 in 30 people have came here in England in the past 2 years.
I agree. Why you give me the because when I tell you I agree? What's the point?
So you agree it increases the cost of housing?
Of course. But I was about to.
Right. So then what's the point of speaking about it? Then what is the point of speaking about it?
But wait a minute, 1 second. What's the point? I don't know. Because everything has cost benefit. We don't. I don't care about the cost. You want to convince me of something, not that the cost. The cost, I agree. And what you told
So you want me to explain why when houses get increased in price, the increasing price of houses
I
is
want
bad?
you to let me finish a sentence every once in a while.
You've not even let me. I've not even been able to say my proper point on illegal
You
immigration
brought
and
up
why it's
a
bad.
point, but
The housing.
but I agree. But what you want to convince me of something? I agree. I can argue it as well as you can. Did you study price theory? Did you take a course called Price Theory 1, Price Theory? Did you do that in college?
No, I do my own in-depth analysis on illegal immigration
You
because it's a
need to
huge
study,
topic.
you need to take a course called Price Theory. Introduction to Microeconomics, Price Theory 1. You need to do that in order to understand what a cost is and how where the
No, you can get your information from other reputable sources
it's
to understand the economy.
okay. The I'm not talking about the economy. I'm talking about the science of economics. The science of economics is our best theoretical framework to study the natural phenomenon that is called the economy. So we have a natural phenomenon that we noticed and we want to analyze it. We want to have a theory to understand it and have predictions based on the theory and then run tests and validate it.
It's already understood the economy. The economy was built by people, so it is understood by the people.
Uh,
I don't understand. I don't understand how people won't understand something they've made.
mhm. Okay.
I mean, individuals like me and you may not understand it. Like, I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying you don't, but I'm saying people like us might not. But
Okay.
the people who made it do understand it.
All right. You want to explain it? Go ahead. Explain it. Explain. Wait 1 second. We have a note from Gur. Let's see.
So what?
Gregor
Mhm.
Ivas. No, it's a message on the chat from a listener. Let's just. Are you watching the stream? I gave you a link. You can click on the link to watch the.
Did you?
Yeah, but
I mean, I'm not.
click
Wait a minute.
in the side chat. Let me see. The side
Did you?
chat of,
Oh, right, side chat. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so click.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah. All right. So Gregor Ivas. He says. So, are you against mass immigration in countries that don't have free markets? Wow, triple negative. Am I against mass migration in countries that don't have free markets? Right. So, a little bit, not too much, because if I'm going like if we keep having less and less free markets, every time they reduce our freedom, look, they're reducing our freedom. They're reducing our freedom. The politicians are taking away yours and my freedom. We're gonna right at the end. The least free country on the planet is called North Korea. So step by step, we will become North Korea. That's a mathematical certainty. If you continue, if every time, because every time there's going to be a reason to take away our freedoms. Don't
Do you
worry.
know how North Korea started?
I heard a little bit.
North Korea was made after the Korean government split in two into South Korea and North Korea when Russia and China helped North Korea and America helped South Korea. That's why they're capitalist and they're more dictatorship.
I
That's how North Korea was formed. Not due to a lack of free, it's due to the way they've run it.
that's
The
not
people
what
that's
I
helped.
heard from that girl, the pretty chick that ran away from North Korea. That's not what she said. She said that step by step. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if we give up our freedom step by step, we will end up like the least free country, namely North Korea. Our quality of life will just go down and down and down until we end up. You look at North Korea, that's what we're going to be like. At this rate, that's where it's going. And every time the politicians are going to have excellent justification to take away our freedoms, and they'll be happy to abide by our will to reduce our freedoms because it makes them stronger. So
But free market doesn't solve illegal immigration.
I don't want to solve.
That's the thing.
I don't want to solve it. Yeah, I just want to remove the word.
And I'm telling you I do. I'm telling you I want to solve it because it negatively impacts people.
Yes, I agree. I'm explaining to you the problem. Every time you're gonna have a reason to reduce your freedom. So there's
That's not the problem with illegal. Wait, the problem with illegal immigration is the fact that people come here illegally and they have a different culture to ours, and because they've come here illegally, they
we're not
cannot
we're not.
integrate with the culture correctly. That's what causes increased crime rates.
Oh, you're changing,
Dude,
changing, and you're changing your claim. We're not discussing those issues. You said housing costs. Now you bring up new issues. So are you
it causes a
conceding?
multitude of issues.
Wait, but one at a time. So are you conceding housing costs?
We both know I will never do that because
All
it's a
right.
blatant
So
lie if I did.
let's not move to another topic. But right now we need to read comment from our great listener Grigori Vas. Thank you, Grigori Vas. Very very nice comment you're making. So let's read it. So he says, "So are you against mass immigration in countries that don't have free markets?" So the answer is, I have to say, I'm never against mass immigration. I am pro open borders. And if there is an issue with the open borders, deal with the issue as long as you have free markets. Don't take away our freedom. Don't take it. You have to deal with it without taking away our freedom. So the question is, why is mass immigration an issue? That's the question. You have to figure it out, and it has to do with your let me just finish. I would say without
I didn't speak. I'm just banging my table by accident.
your what?
I just banged my table by accident.
Oh, I'm sorry. So what I would say is, without looking into your question, it probably the reason why you think mass immigration is bad is because there's not enough free markets. Like imagine
Me or him?
what?
Me or him?
I'm talking about Grigori Vas.
All right, right, about to say. I was saying.
So Grigori Vas, I'm saying, like any like why are you against mass immigration? Right now we're discussing it with Jimbo Seville. So Jimbo Seville, he right now is bringing up illegal immigration, not mass migration, which let's for all intents and purposes assume it's the same. But he says he decided to pick the first topic of housing costs. So we're going to discuss and see that housing costs should not be an issue. And the only reason housing costs are an issue is because you don't have free markets. That's the reason. And every problem that is created by mass immigration, illegal immigration, legal immigration, people having children, any population growth, any issue you're going to have with population growth, if you have an issue, it's because you don't have enough free markets. That is going to
Are you saying the solution to housing costs to stabilize it is a free market? Is that what you're saying?
yes, we'll come back to it. We'll
Right.
come back to it because
No. We don't need to. I mean, let's say that does work, right? Let's just say,
Mhm.
right? Let's say that will work, right? That wouldn't explain how, like, such as the NHS, mass immigration is causing strains on our infrastructure. Then
all right. So
it doesn't explain for that.
the planet is not British, and for them, NHS might
Mm.
as well be, I don't even know. So National Health.
Our infrastructure,
All right, they don't know.
National Health Service.
Most humans don't know the word infrastructure. You just mean the health, the public health, the
No,
government.
no, I don't mean public health. I mean the actual infrastructure of our society, such as our prisons, such as our NHS.
But
Well, my NHS.
you keep switching claims and topics. You really
No, you gave me a solution to house. You saying to me that free market will stop housing house increase, right? You're saying that, right? Because me and you both agree that illegal immigration causes an increase in housing costs.
yes,
You're saying with the free market we can stop that, right?
yes,
Okay, then. So we both agree illegal immigration increases housing costs.
yes,
So that point's over and done with. You've offered a solution to that,
yes.
right? Now, I think, and the solution to stop to stop all this, but illegal immigration doesn't just cause housing costs; it causes a multitude of issues. And here's my next point, because you gave me a solution, I'll give you another point of why it's bad.
I'm reading Grigori Vas. I just finished the first sentence out of 4 lines. The poor guy wants to hear us respond to his comment. Let me just. You can
You're
respond to
dragging it out, though, dude. There's a quicker way you can answer his question.
his question. But
Yeah, you're dragging it out.
but I'm giving my listener, the proper attention.
The full in depth analysis.
Yeah, I mean, he's asking good. Hopefully a year from today, I'm gonna charge like $1,000 per question. So I need already now to start giving the listeners, as much attention as possible to motivate them to send me money. Send me money. Anyway, let's continue.
Um,
So. Let me just finish reading his statement. So it's pointless to argue for open borders with this guy if this guy is talking about countries with no anarcho capitalismos. So you agree? 1 second. What do you mean it's pointless to argue? So we agree. When you say it's pointless to argue, in other words, you completely agree that anarcho capitalism, I'm not even going as far as anarcho, I'm just saying free markets. I didn't say anarcho. I'm saying free anarcho capitalism, that's something a little bit different. But let's start with free markets. Of course, you can you can free up the legal system much more than it is now, but I'm not going there. Let's talk about just give us more free markets. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So thank you, Grigori Vas. Very nice comment. All right, where are we, Mr. Jimbo
Jimbo.
Zavil? Where do you want to take this conversation?
Right. So, because me and you both agree illegal immigration causes an increase in housing costs, right?
Well,
So we don't need to discuss whether it increases, then, do we?
I mean, assuming all,
Unless you disagree.
let me just say something. This is called the et ceterum paribus. Assuming all other parameters are held constant. So et ceterum just means all else. Paribus means the same, like par, the same, I think. So et ceterum paribus, all all else held constant, then I agree. It raises the cost, but so does having any increase in population, such as just having kids, which is why this generation.
Oh, see,
Hmm.
no, the reason our housing costs are increasing at such an exponential rate
Hmm.
is because one in 30 people have came here in the past 2 years. We need to build 500,000 houses a year to cope with illegal immigration,
Okay.
right?
All right.
Now, I'm assuming you're pretty decent at maths, but I know you can realize that is more than that is literally more than 10,000. Wait, no. That's more than 1,000 a day.
Whatever it is.
Right?
Who cares? Who cares?
So that's what's causing a huge increase in the actual price of a house,
I don't care.
right? Because there's a need for the market, there's a demand, but and there's a supply that needs to be met, and the supply's not there.
Why should I care?
That's why houses cost so much. Why should you? What do you mean? Why should you care? That's the reason it increases.
Yeah, I agreed. I agree. Yeah, if you have if you
Yeah, yeah.
if you have increased demand because an increase in population, then if all else is being held constant, then
Well,
yeah,
it's not just it's more than an increase. Right? It's an exponential increase.
fine. I'm not even denying that. But if all else is being held constant, which it is by the government artificially, then fine. What do you want me to say? I
Oh
can
no, so we agree. So we agree on that, right? And yes, we agree.
agree.
So we're done with that topic.
What do
So then another problem that illegal immigration. Yeah, we agree on housing costs. That
you didn't?
we both agree that it increases,
I didn't.
and we're going to say a free market solves that.
But okay, but let me stop cutting me off. Come on, that's not nice.
No, but you're saying to me, as far as I'm aware, that you believe illegal immigration increases the cost of housing, which I agree with,
Not
and
only
you're saying a free market will fix that.
you keep cutting me
Yeah.
off every time I talk.
Oh, I'm doing the exact same thing you done, bro.
But every time you interrupt me, I stop. But when you interrupt me and then I try to take back the mic, you don't let me take back the mic. I always like if it's a toss up, I always give you the mic. But you never give me the mic. So you're being mean.
Right. Tell me. Then tell me, then, dude.
Okay. Hmm. What? Oh, you want me to answer? You want me to
Tell me your point. No. I'm giving it to
My
you.
point. Oh, thanks. So my point was, by the way, it's difficult for me to talk without like being interrupted. I'd rather be interrupted and then allowed to finish. It's much more dynamic than, all right, thank you for the mic. Let me speak. I hate speeches. I'd rather just ping pong back and forth. So let me try and say it. So everything else is being held constant, namely the building. The government is artificially suppressing the permission to build. It's like, but this is true for the entire West. Like I'm traveling the world, and I go to third world countries, with terrible economies, and I go to these islands in the middle of nowhere. So I go to this beautiful island that they just started settling a few years ago, and there's already some industry and some buildings and tourism. There's a little bit of everything. It's just the beginning. And I had a conversation with a local lawyer. I asked him, okay, what do you do? He goes, I'm a lawyer, and my job is I try to just get permissions to build. And unfortunately, I don't have work because it's basically impossible to build on a lonely island with nothing but a desert and mountains. It's impossible to build in a third world country. Impossible to build. And everybody lives in these, not everybody, but a lot of people live in small apartments, and it's expensive for them, and it's not, no, it's terrible for everyone. Everyone lives in cramped apartments, old apartments. It just started already. The government, no more building. That's enough. We need to. And I asked him why. So he says, "What do you mean? Every every piece of land, if you ask for permission to build, they tell you there's a bush. There's a bush over here. You have to let the ants live in the bush. You cannot build here. The ants need to have nature. We need nature. Nature, everything is nature, so you can't build. This is a problem everywhere in the West, including the U.S., including Europe. Everywhere you cannot build. And when you talk to the young people and you tell them, if you don't give permission to build, there's going to be none of apartments. You're not going to have an apartment. You're going to complain that it's expensive, but it's your fault. Hold on, a very important message from my new owner. I have a new owner.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Just
I didn't know if I cut out or something.
no, I'm sorry. Anyway, so the problem is that you talk to the young people, the young generation, and they all tell you the same thing. We need to save the green planet. This right-wing government, they want to destroy the planet, and Trump, he wants to destroy the planet. We need to save the planet. But you tell them, what do you mean? If you save, who are you saving it for? You're saving it from yourself. You're not going to have a house. And it's like they don't put two and two together. It's like, what are you talking about? I don't want to. It's like, you're not going to have a house. Your house is just going to become exponentially more expensive if you're going to keep blocking every building project, everything we want to build for you. You're going to block. You're not going to have anything. You're going to complain that you have nothing, that the little bit there is going to become exponentially more expensive naturally. What do you think is going to happen? And you're talking to brain dead people. So no, I'm not going to stop illegal immigration. I'm going to increase it because it's a dead end with these dummy dum-dums. We're not going to build
illegal immigration.
houses.
Fine. It's too much of a strain. It is too much of a strain. It is too much of a strain. You are a liar. You are a liar.
You're going to have open borders and you're not going to have a house. Done. Either you start building or you're going to end up without a house. I'm not going to lose my freedom.
We are building. We need to build a house every 5 minutes to cope. We need to build a house every 5 minutes to cope with it.
Not your business.
That's just the illegals, not the natives.
What I want to do. Not your business. What I want to do on my property. I want to build a skyscraper on my property. Not your business what I do on my property. Not your business. Don't talk about it. Don't mention it. I don't want rumors about anything you want to say about it. None of your business. Enough. I'm trying,
Dude,
people that, they want to build. They wake up in the morning, they just want to build.
So you've just started shouting at me. So so you've just been shouting at me for a bit, and I'm a bit confused here. Are you saying we need to do illegal immigration to have a house? Is that like in a layman's terms?
That's a good question. But let me first.
I don't know what you're probably saying.
No, it's a good question. It's good, but let me. I'll respond to Grigor and then you can have the mic.
All right.
Grigori Vasi says many studies conclusively show that non-European immigrants in Europe consume more resources in healthcare, welfare, child allowance, education than they contribute. Why should Jimbo be for this? Because all these things have nothing to do with him. But okay, I'll just answer because this is just like Jimbo was saying. We need to build every 5 seconds an apartment. It's none of his business. I want to build an apartment every microsecond. I want to build. I wake up in the morning. I just want to build. I have so many friends. They just want to build, but none of us can build. Nothing. We cannot build anything. So what do you want us to do? You guys keep complaining. Oh, they're taking a priest. I want to build more hospitals and all these things and welfare. Welfare, no, but child facilities and education. I'll build everything. I'll build it. It's between me and the immigrants. Just let me build.
That's the problem. The problem is we're building because we don't. The problem is we're trying to build, but we do not have the resources and manpower for the amount of people that are coming into the country.
Not your business what I do on my property. Not your business. Not your business.
But it's not your business.
It's my property.
You can't. But listen. Calm down a little. Calm down a little. Let me say my point of why it is actually my business. Because My property is my country at the end of the day. Why do you get the right to illegally come in here, to illegally come into my country, get a free house over my homeless friend here? Like, it's nonsense. We don't have the infrastructure to cope with it, right? At the end of the day, we just don't. You can say build, build, build all you want. The fact of the matter is we can't build because we don't have the manpower. We don't have the infrastructure. And these people come here, right? For no fault of their own. It is not their fault they want to come here and live a better life. We are giving them benefits when we should not be. Right? We cannot give these people who come here illegally free housing, free stuff. Even though it might be the right thing to do, we're hurting our own economy. A free market won't solve that because at the end of the day, people want to stay British. Because when you get a bunch of illegal immigration, you get a different culture that comes in, right? And this different culture tends to clash heads with the original culture. That's why you see the like this is why you've seen a lot of like why race is like such an important topic in the UK, where immigration is a huge problem, right? Because people with different cultures tend not to really get along that well, and this is causing the friction, right? People want to live in. When I live in my English country, right, I want the majority of people to be English, but at this rate, English people will become a minority,
Yes, yes, yes,
which is what people don't want.
yes.
Which is a very fair point of why we can allow
Yes.
illegal immigration in mass amounts.
I'm reminding you, I used to speak from your throat, as we say, for many years before you were born. So you're not. So we can go point by point, and I'll explain to you what caused me to change my mind about each and every one of your points. So look about the racial tension. So in general, there's a correlation between poverty and violence. So when people are poor, they look for strategies to deal with the poverty. And the strategy is it ends up, being violent. They steal, and sometimes when they're caught, they murder, or sometimes they murder to steal. But this is just, they know that they're taking a chance. A person that commits a crime like stealing or murder stealing, they know that they're committing a crime. They know that they're taking a chance to go to jail, but they're doing it anyway. And it's because they don't have that. That's the better of the alternatives that society put before them. So you're getting violence because you're not allowing them to get a job. Now I want to give them a
I
job.
don't think you've been to England, my friend. I do not think you've been to England, because if you have been to England, you would know for a fact racial tensions are at an all-time high. Because if you didn't know, Ryan,
Mhm.
there's riots in Leeds going on due to someone losing their mother. And if you'll notice, it's not. It seems to be a certain group of people that do not seem to be predominantly native English, right? Because at the end of the day, when two cultures collide, 9 times out of 10, they don't get along, right? That's why Christianity and Muslims had wars back in the day, right? That's why religions had war in the day, because they're two different cultures, right? And people don't want to share their culture, right? Because as a British citizen, if you live in a country, you should have a right to be protected by your country. Do you agree? If you're born in a country, you should have priority as a native, right? Because it's your country's job to take care of you. That is their duty. Like it's the other person's country's duty to take care of them.
Yes. Look, I understand how you feel. I understand how you feel, but you're creating a problem, and then you're coming to me asking me to protect you from the problem that you created. And I'm telling you, look,
No, the problems are legal immigration.
hold on, which you're creating as well. I mean, everything is your creation. You're destroying the universe, and then you're coming to me with all the problems that you created, and you're asking me to protect you from all these problems. And all I'm going to tell you is you created all these problems from one reason, that you're taking away the freedom of the market. You're taking away the freedom of individuals to do as they want with their private property. So
But it,
everybody. Hmm.
but like it's not their property because they're not meant to be there in the first
No, I'm
place.
talking about me. I'm talking about me. So I have, let's say, me. I have a property, and I want to build a skyscraper. On my property, I can build.
Right.
I can build 1,000 floors, 1,000 story
Yeah.
building with I don't know how many, at least 1,000 1 acre apartments. So let's have a property that is 1 acre. I can build 1,000 stories. I have the technology to build 1,000 stories. Each story is
Yeah.
1 acre. That's 1,000 acres of indoor, state of the art apartments, offices, restaurants, hotels. I can do it. I can do it by myself. I don't need you for anything. I'll take care of it. And I have many,
But what?
many.
But what's it?
Mhm. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
don't understand the link to illegal immigration. How does this correlate?
Look, let's get it one thing out of the way. Let's talk about housing, for example, right? So you agree that I can reduce housing to zero, basically zero. It's gonna be basically free.
Yeah, but your solution is by using magical powers to make 1,000-story acre.
None of your
We just don't have
business.
the infrastructure.
It's none of your.
We don't have the
I.
But
It's
it is my
not.
business because I am suffering. It is, you understand, right? The average house in the UK, it's £300,000, right? You do understand what the average wage is. It's £24,500, right? Now, I don't
I
know if you
don't
know this or not, but
understand.
24,000,
I don't. Wait.
24 and a
Hold
half
on. I
hours,
don't
the
see.
average income
How is this relevant?
of someone,
How? Listen. Okay.
because it's how much it
Let me
costs to
ask you.
buy a house.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Let's say by some
Ah,
magic, I can build in the middle of Leeds. You live in Leeds. I don't know where you live.
no, I don't live in Leeds.
Whatever.
Thank
London.
fuck I do.
All right. You live somewhere in England, and where you
Yeah,
live, I can build a 1,000 story building, or
yeah,
each floor has an acre of indoor living space. You can do whatever you want in it. Like,
yeah.
do you think that would reduce the cost of living, the housing cost, or increase the housing cost?
That would decrease the housing cost because you've magically spawned it in without the actual cost of building the house and the manpower it would take
Okay.
to
All right.
make the building
Say,
you're on about. So yeah, it'd be cheaper. It'd decrease the cost of housing
okay. Okay. Step.
if you opened it to the public. Yeah.
No, no, no. I'm not gonna open it to the public. I'm just gonna build it, and I'm.
If you just that's like the logic with that is then if I build a huge 1,000-acre skyscraper, that's not going to decrease the cost of housing because I'm not giving it to people to live in because I'm not trying to compete in the housing market. That's You can't build a skyscraper and say, oh boom, wow, suddenly I've just stopped the housing price to increase by building a skyscraper. That's nonsensical.
Hmm.
Like I don't get the argument. You can make the 1,000-acre skyscraper, but the only way for you to actually decrease the cost of housing with that is if you sold the literal floors to the people to live in, because that would be a place to live, because a house is a place to live, right? So then you would be decreasing the price for a house because there would be more supply for the demand, yes. But if you're not going to use it and you're not going to open it for publicly for people to buy, then it won't do anything.
Hold on 1 second. Sheep for life. Do you want to say something? 1 second. You can continue. Oh, he's typing something. No, I'm just okay. So let me just take a note of something. Something extraordinary. So right now we're at 112. Let me just write it down. Okay, 112. So what are you saying?
Me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hmm.
Right. So you know when you had your argument of the 1,000-acre skyscraper?
Oh, okay, okay, got it. So, no, so,
Right.
no, no, no. So let me explain. So I'm. Let's assume that by magic I built a 1,000 story skyscraper with a
Yeah.
1 acre. I don't know. What do you have? Not 1 acre in the UK, or you have 1 acre? What do you
Well,
call it?
We'll just say acre of floor. How about that?
like a
1,000 acres, right?
thousand,
We'll say it's a thousand.
like
Yeah.
it's 1,000 square meters. What do you call it? What do you call it? You do you have a unit for a thousand
Mm.
square meters?
I honestly don't know if we do, to be honest. But
So
how about this? We'll just say each floor is an acre big,
yeah, it's about
and there's 1,000.
yeah, it's about an acre. So imagine you
No.
get a 1 acre apartment. 1,000 people are going to get a 1 acre apartment, or if it's four apartments,
Mhm.
it's fine, whatever. Okay,
So
so
these will be given to the people then, yes.
no, it's mine. It's my private
It's
property.
yours. Okay.
So right, so
It's your private property.
if on my private property I have 1 acre, if on my 1 acre I build something like a 1,000 story skyscraper with 1 acre apartment each floor, then right you'd agree that I've increased supply, right? So right now I own it. I can either
No, well, the only way you have increased supply is if you are selling them as houses to places to live in.
hold on. So I'm either going to sell them or rent them out, lease them out. I don't know what you.
Yeah, if you sell or rent them, it will absolutely do what you're saying. If you don't, though, it won't.
Of course. I'm going to
Right.
look. I'm going to yeah lease them out or sell them. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
agree that
Right. But
I'm increasing supply.
I agree. Yeah, if you do that, that will decrease the price of an average house, right? Because
Fantastic.
you're creating more supply for the demand, right?
Fantastic.
Completely agree.
Fantastic.
But the reason is we can't. But just to cope with illegal immigration, we need to build a house every 5 minutes.
We'll get
Now then, what?
okay. So
The thing is though, there isn't a magic wand that can suddenly produce a bunch of land with a bunch of houses for people. It just doesn't exist. We need manpower and materials to do so,
okay.
and the reason is we don't have enough to cope with the amount of people that are coming in.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So but let's say if I built it by magic, then it's fine. Now let's start dealing with the manpower. So let's say I
But wait, but
Mhm. Go ahead.
I'm not. I'm going to be clear on this, right?
Hmm.
If your argument is by using magic and like all hypothetical, that's not what I'm at. I want to be clear. This is an actual topic. I want this to be an actual conversation about illegal immigration and the actual effects of it, and what we can do to logically and what we can actually physically do to help the problem.
You're talking to
Right? We're not.
you're talking to a person who that's one of my businesses. That's what I do. So I'm very practical about this. This is from my real life.
Uh,
I'm not. This is this.
Because when you said like I shouldn't, because if you do say like if I can magically build this and do this right, I will agree with you. But the thing is, we just can't because there's other factors at play as well.
We'll talk about it. Let me first read another comment by Monsieur Grigori Vas. He says,
Oh, you do that?
Grigori Vas. He says, so who is paying
Yes.
for all the new skyscrapers to house the newcomers? That's a good question. Who's paying? Well, obviously, I don't know. I mean, you're assuming here that we're building skyscrapers to house newcomers. I never said that. I want to build a skyscraper, hypothetically, to make money. I'm not building it to house anybody. I don't care who moves in. I like green. I only see the color green. I don't care about anything else. So it's newcomers.
Yeah, that's why they. That's why the housing like people who own a lot of real estate would are very in for illegal immigration because it boosts the thing they're selling, meaning they get more return on investment because you know what I mean. It's more beneficial for them to allow illegal immigration because they get more cash because they own a lot of real estate.
Okay.
That's not for the people. It's so terrible.
What?
That's a bad thing, by the way. Like what I'm saying.
It's a bad thing.
That's why I don't think illegal immigration is good. Because the thing is, illegal immigration is a beautiful thing. I will say that it increases economy and it brings more culture to a place.
Monsieur
But
Jimbo, you're hogging the mic. I'm not getting any mic time. Yeah, I understand. Understand everything you want to say. I've heard many times. I've said many times. So you're not. So it's okay for you to say it. It's fine. But let me also respond a little bit because I've been through this. I thought about it. I was exactly like you, and I've been changed by people like me many years ago. and you know when you
Then you can convert me. Then you can show me the truth. Then okay, right? Then can you show me the truth, other than the fact? What's it people call me? Right? Can you then can you tell me like how this 1,000-story skyscraper theoretically is going to be relevant in stopping the housing crisis right now we have realistically?
what do you mean? I mean, what specifically is the question? I mean, you agreed.
My question is,
Mhm.
how does your hypothetical realistically help the housing crisis caused by illegal immigration?
Oh, I don't think the housing crisis is caused by illegal immigration.
The housing crisis is caused because
How do
there's
you know?
too much
What's,
demand. There's
what's
not
your
enough supply for
evidence?
demand, right?
What's your evidence that it's caused by any?
Illegal. Okay, right.
I'll
So
show you. I'll show you.
I'll actually tell you. So the price of a house in England, of a house in England,
That's
increase in 2 years,
that's correlation.
right? So we'll do 2 years, right?
Okay.
Because right, so we'll search up, right? Price of an average house. So what would I have to search to get up? Like I forgot, like to get the statistics for each year. Average price from. I'll do 2014 to 2024, right? Right in Britain, right? This is UK, the UK, right? So we'll go on to the
It's
images.
not important. It's not important. I'll
Right.
concede.
So
I'll concede. So fine. So let's assume.
all right,
Let's assume that.
because I have literal evidence that proves me exactly
Yeah,
right.
I forgot that I'm not. I conceded it. I forgot. So it's not important.
All right.
It would be a nice exercise to try and figure out if there is, because look, there is in economics, you cannot really say that A caused B. Like you cannot say
That's not conceding. You just said I concede my point, then try to argue for it.
no. Let me just tell you if you want.
I'm not saying. By the way, can I say this then? I'm not saying other factors don't affect it. I'm just saying that's the main one.
So, but the point is exactly. So there's always a multitude of factors, and it's very difficult to hold anything constant. So what we do say in economic theory, we talk instead of talking about causes, we talk about pressures. So so you could say that that immigration, illegal immigration, puts an upwards pressure on the housing price because you don't know. Maybe at some year, even though you had immigration, the housing prices went down because there was much more building than there was immigration. So the immigration puts an upward pressure on the price, but the extra supply puts a downward pressure on the price. And so the question is, in equilibrium between all these pressures, who wins? But we're not denying that immigration causes an upwards pressure on the price because obviously it increases demand. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
we should be like if we're gonna do some economic analysis, like we should use we should be more precise. Anywho,
No, I'm absolutely with you. Just here, I'll tell you two facts, right? Fact number one in 30 people in the UK have came here in the past 2 years. Now, if you look at the average house price stats from 2007 2023,
Mhm.
you will see just as it hits, just before the excess 5 million people, because you see it constantly increasing, right? But you'll see a huge spike. Right, you've seen a huge spike in the time frame that we're saying, right? And what's causing the huge
fine.
spike, right? The only thing that correlates with it is illegal immigration.
Look. I concede the pressure. Whether the price goes up or down, that's I don't know. But we can. I'll grant you that any type of immigration, but any type of population growth, puts an upwards pressure on housing costs. Not just housing, but all real estate.
Yes, yeah,
It's actually, I think it's
absolutely.
the question is it really on all real estate? You know, if I'm not mistaken, there is a downwards pressure currently on the commercial real estate. So you're not being told about this, but right now, like in New York City, There is skyscrapers that the banks.
Wait. We're on about the UK right now, right? 'Cause I said a bunch of things about the UK, right?
I'm assuming it's the same. I'm assuming it's the same because, as far as I know, all over the world right now, there's an.
Well, for us, it actually increases by 2.5% every year.
What is
It still
increasing?
increases. It's right. It increases. It
What's
does increase. It does
what,
not decrease.
what is increasing?
Commercial real estate. Commercial real estate increases in the UK. It's increased by 136% since 2000.
Okay.
Right.
All
So
right.
there's no decrease there.
Like okay. The question is relative to inflation. Inflation has been like 10%, so it sounds like a negative 8%. You have to take it's called real price, not the monetary price.
The pound. Well, here's the problem. The UK's economy hasn't grown since 2008, and so our infrastructure is already starting to crumble. It can all be linked to mass amounts of people coming here illegally, undocumented.
Okay, but the point is, commercial real estate, as far as I know, is suffering. So yes, housing real estate is going up, but commercial
It's actually both. In England, I don't know about New
no
York, but in
relative
England,
to
they're
relative
both
to inflation,
increasing. But
but
housing is so much more worse because
relative
it's
to
so much harder to buy.
relative to inflation. So you got to give me the real price, not the numeric price, not the I don't care about the number. You got to decrease, at least decrease inflation. You got to decrease inflation. I think, right? I think you have to.
No, no, no.
I think
That wouldn't solve the housing crisis though, because there's still too much. There's
no.
too much demand still.
My point
So
is
if you
there is
did
no.
fix the inflation,
My point is
like what?
no. One second. My point is that we're talking about housing real estate, but there is another half of real estate that we're completely neglecting. That, as far as I know, there's a lot of
Which isn't an issue. But for the work, but I'm on about why illegal immigration is not a good thing for the country, aka
you
the
gotta
people.
you gotta
And
let me finish a sentence.
we're on about housing. Real estate has nothing to do with an average person at the end of the day, because most people don't go into real estate.
You gotta let me finish a sentence. I'm still in mid sentence, and I need you to respond to what I'm saying. I'm bringing up a very important topic. So we are talking about housing real estate, but there's another how. But that's only half of real estate. There is a second half to real estate. It's called commercial real estate. As far as I know, commercial real estate is underused. So there is a lot of office spaces. I know in New York it's a major problem. I know the issue. Banks have given loans to mortgages, companies that built skyscrapers of offices that are standing empty right now, and the banks,
Yeah, but
they're having a
it's not relevant.
no, this is very relevant. So there's all these.
It's not relevant because you're on about statistics in a different country that have a different
No,
rate of illegal immigration.
no. I suspect it's the same issue in the UK. I suspect there's.
But so we can't do that, Mike. We cannot do something that. Well, I'm telling you
saying,
though, commercial real
saying
estate is increasing in value though.
you're saying that it's increasing under inflation. It's not increasing as much as inflation. So my suspicion is that it's the same problem as in all the rest of the West. There's empty offices. So the question is, why isn't government allowing? I know a lot of people that have offices, they would love to convert the offices into apartments. But guess who's not going to let them do that? So you have one guess.
Well,
Who is
and
not?
I'm
Hold on,
telling
hold on,
you,
hold on. Let me make sure you understand the question. So guess who's not letting all these empty offices convert to apartments? So the people are looking for apartments and they're living in shoeboxes if they find, and they're homeless. And there's all these office spaces empty, all these beautiful skyscrapers empty because a lot of people are working from home, working from another country. All these offices are empty. So the office owners would love to convert a lot of them, if not all of them, to apartments. But guess who's not letting them do it? Take a guess. Who's not letting them do it? Take a guess. One guess.
Right now, I'm gonna tell you, dude. Well, you're just lying though. I'm telling you that even with inflationary periods,
Wait, I'm
like in
lying.
the UK,
I'm lying.
yeah, no, because no, because you said that it's not increasing.
You know,
We factor in inflation. You're saying it doesn't increase,
let
right?
me ask you.
You're saying
Let me ask
it's actually not as valuable as it used to be because of inflation, right?
what's Jimbo? Please stop. When I
Or
ask,
have I twisted your word?
no, 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 I wasn't listening. But let's have a conversation. Okay, so what was I gonna ask you? Let me ask you. So you think there exists? Hold on. You think there exists a single office space owner who would not love to convert the office space into an apartment in all of Britain? You think there is a single office that would not love to convert it to an apartment? You think so?
Obviously they will. I'm not going to say no to that. It's a good idea, but there's other ways it can make money.
Why
Yeah.
are they blocked from doing it? This would definitely drop the cost of housing. Why are they blocked?
What do you mean the block?
You know why they're blocked? I'll tell you why they're blocked. But they're blocked.
They're blocked in England. What do you mean by blocked? Are you saying you're not allowed to? You're not allowed able to
You're
convert
not
commercial real
allowed.
estate into housing?
You're not allowed to nilly willy convert an office into an apartment. You're not allowed to. So again, we see even this. So there's very low hanging.
See, now this is where I'm going to say you're wrong because I know someone who lives in a literal office and they use it as their apartment.
That's illegal.
Like they live in their commercial real estate they bought for their
That
business.
is, I know, it's illegal. And when they're caught, they have to pay out the kazoo. There's punishment. There's very grave punishment. And the government would rather these offices stay empty, vacant, and not as apartment. No, 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 no. Okay, no, it's not designed.
No, you can't. No. You actually can in England. You actually can in England. You can change it from commercial to
So
residential. It takes 6 months.
okay, a commercial building in a commercial zone, in a commercial district, is allowed to be nilly-willy converted to apartments?
You just need to do the paperwork in 6 months. You're allowed to. It just says planning permission is typically required. Typically, keep in mind. So not in all cases.
I know what it's like in the rest of the world. It's out of the question.
Now, well, you can doubt that, but that's from commercialtrust.co.uk, which is the people who run the commercial real estate in the UK, right? These are the people who tell us what it is, right? These are the people who know what they're on about.
Look, I look the places that I've seen around the world. I know that zoning here. I'm bringing it up on Brave Search. So immediately the response:
Right.
zoning and regulation. Cities are offering incentives such as tax breaks to encourage office to housing conversion. However, zoning regulations and permits can be complex and time consuming to navigate. Look, I don't know what they're talking about.
So they're giving them benefit. So you just said themselves what you read. They're actually giving them tax breaks if they actually do change it from an office to a residential building.
I'll explain to you why that's impossible. So
Well, you just said it.
look, no. I just read, but I'm telling you from firsthand experience. This is what I do. This is part of my work. That's it. So building structure.
Right, and I'm telling you from first-hand experience as well.
Here, look at this.
I've
Hold on, let me tell you. Older office buildings may require significant architectural intervention. First of all, that first one can be complex. They're not saying how much it costs. You're talking about it costs a lot. Now, older office buildings may require significant. So it ends up that it's not worth it. So at the end of the day, there's commercial real estate standing empty, completely vacant, and that's government for you. So that's the problem with the lack of freedom. So if we had freedom, so overnight you could convert all these empty offices into apartments, and everybody would be happy. Everybody, you'd be happy. Immigrants, you wouldn't need the immigrants. I don't know. Everybody would be happier. But we have government to thank. Look, I told you we have government to thank. Every problem is government to thank for. No problem is organic. Every problem is artificial, artificially created by dummy dumb politicians and dummy dumb voters. It's the voters at the end of the day that that voted in these zoning rules, these crazy zoning rules. You cannot build this. And you,
Right, and I'm telling you, these zoning rules do not apply to me because I live in a different country with different laws.
no, there's zoning
So my point
everywhere.
still stands.
Everywhere I look, everywhere I've been to, I'm telling you, the problem is zoning.
And I'm telling you, as someone who has lived in England their entire life, who has moved houses, and who actually does
Let me ask.
kind of,
Let
I'm
me
kind
ask
of,
you. Then let me ask you. What is stopping someone like I have? I have plenty of money. If you're telling me that I can come and build an apartment complex in London and replace the old, disgusting two-story, disgusting apartment, just replace entire blocks with skyscrapers, you telling me that I'll be allowed to?
no, see, the only reason you can't
That I
is
don't care.
because,
I don't,
no, because it's factories, right? We're not on about just office space, we're on about factories, like,
look, the
so this
fact
goes
is,
into a construction thing. This is good green land and bad land, right? So
look, the
what
fact
you're referring to, you can't use already contaminated land due to health and safety
No, I'm
risks.
not talking about. I'm talking about. I see on television all these two-story apartments, all crammed together in these small streets. Let me come and take entire blocks and convert these into skyscrapers. Do you think anyone would let me do that?
You need to buy the land first, and then you can. Yes, you just need to get planning permission from your local
You
government.
think? You think?
From your local government,
You
you need
think?
to get
And
planning
you think?
permission.
Look. Okay, so I don't know where on what planet you live. On the planet that I live, this is my. This is what I do. Part of what I do for a living is that.
Right, but here's the thing, dude. You've not provided me any actual evidence. I provided you
It's
evidence.
fine. It's fine.
I
It's fine. It's
no,
fine. Look, it's fine.
no. I provided you evidence from a reputable
Let me just
source.
finish a sentence. Okay. Look. Let me just finish the sentence. Look. This zoning. When I talk to the young people, it's the zoning. No, you cannot touch this. You cannot touch the old buildings. You cannot touch this piece of crap lying in the street. No, you cannot touch it. It's historic. It's monumental. This tree.
Yes, because it's under historic protection.
Look,
I
then
do
don't,
construction
then
as a
don't
GCSE.
look. You create the problems. Enjoy eating the poop. I'm not going to help you. You create problems.
Dude, you are foolish. You are basically saying every commercial property is under the protection of the historic law, right?
If
And by the way, in construction, you
I
learn about
own,
historical buildings and you can't destroy them.
I own,
You meant to keep them to the culture.
if I own a piece of land, I want to be able to do whatever I want on that land. I should not need permission from anyone in the universe. I should be able to do whatever I want. As long as I'm not able to do whatever I want, don't complain. Don't complain to me. I want to build. I have everything that's needed to build you a 1,000-story beautiful complex. And I have millions of investors who would love to swarm in and just renovate every Western city. But it's simply out of the question. The young generation,
That doesn't, but that won't fix the problem.
yes, it would.
What you're offering is an unrealistic. It's unrealistic,
Why?
right? Because we don't have the resources or manpower
I'll do it.
to build the
I'll
you
take,
can't.
I can't. What do you mean I can't? Who's stopping me? I have everything.
You do
I
not
come
have
in. I
billions of pounds
let me
and
tell you.
plenty of manpower. You just don't.
I'll come in with everything needed. I'll bring in everything needed to put together a skyscraper.
And that's unrealistic.
I'll come in with everything I need. I don't need anything from you. What's unreal?
I want to, but I'm asking you for a realistic solution for the actual to stop the increase of the housing problem, to stop the housing crisis, and then we move from residential to commercial, right? And then you said you can't change a commercial to a residential,
Hold on.
and then I
Wait.
proved you
Stop. Stop.
wrong.
Stop. Stop.
Then I
Stop.
proved
Stop.
you
Stop.
wrong.
Stop. 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 Okay. Hold on. I told you something. I'm going to come in with everything needed to put together the skyscraper. I'll do it in under a month. In 1 month, you have I don't know, 1 year, whatever. I'll very quickly, I don't need anything from you. I'll bring in the manpower and anything I need, I'll bring
Right.
in. I don't need you for anything. I'll build the whole
Yeah,
thing.
right. So, and what about it? But what about it though?
So you think I'll be allowed to do that?
Do I think you'll be able to build a
I'm
skyscraper?
able. Of course, I'm able. That's the easiest thing.
Oh, all right, right.
Can I get the permission to do it?
You are allowed to build. You are allowed to build skyscrapers because skyscrapers are a building that exists. Yes.
Okay, okay. Look,
If you're saying can you use it for residential reasons? No, because you need to convert it to a different thing because it needs to be suitable to live in.
no,
Because an office space and a residential space are two different things.
wait 1 second. I want to build a 1,000-story building for whatever I want, whatever people need, whatever they need. I'm going to lease it out for whatever they want. They want, right? You gave me a list. Childcare facilities, whatever that Iva said, the childcare facilities and the school and the education and the healthcare and the housing and office, whatever. Look, it's up to me. I'm going to build it and I'm just going to add supply to the market. It should bring down the prices. So,
Yeah,
do you
yeah. And
do you think?
what's your point about this though?
But as far as I know, from everywhere I've been in the world, it's impossible. They don't let you do it.
It's impossible. So you're saying it's impossible, and it is completely impossible to build a skyscraper.
No,
Is that your logic?
it's impossible from a certification. First of all, no one in the West is going to allow me to build 1,000 stories. No one. They're going to let.
No, because it's impossible to do. We don't have any building techniques or
I'll-
materials strong enough to do it.
Look, it's my property. You see, you keep getting in my way of building more supply. So look, you want to complain? I'm not going to fix your problem. I'm not going to remove any.
It's called, all right. So what I'm going to tell you now, it's a health and safety regulation, right? It's health and safety regulations are made by the government to make sure people live in a safe manner.
An engineer will sign the plans. It's going to be everything will be.
If an engineer signs a plan, you can, yes. If the engineer signs a plan, you can, yes.
Of course, they're not going to give you an unlimited height. Are you out of your mind? Of course, they're not going to give. They're going to.
You just said you could. You just said you could.
No,
You just said
they're
you could.
not giving.
I'm saying, no. Listen to me very closely. Listen to me very closely.
Give me permission. I'm never going to get permission. Look, this is my.
Why can't you get? What are you trying to argue for? I don't get you. You make no sense, my guy. You keep saying
my word.
they won't let me make skyscraper. Why won't they let you make skyscraper? Why? Why? Tell me why.
Because the city planners, they have a plan and they tell you, no, this is exactly what we have in mind the city will look like in the future. You have to build like this. You can build 10 floors, 20 floors. That's enough. We don't need any more. Don't make it too high. No good. So,
Yeah, because if you make it too high, it will collapse the building.
Yeah. In the year 2024, we don't know how to build more than 20 floors. All right, look.
I'm not saying we don't know how to build more than 20 floors, but we can't build a fucking 1,000, can we?
Don't tell me what to build on my property, and don't complain that there's not enough housing. You complain there's too much housing.
Then I'll use your own logic against you. If you build an 1,000-story skyscraper, let's say you do it right and you do get permission, right? It won't sit. So we both know it will fall, right? But you're saying it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if it will fall.
If it falls, you sue the engineer, the construction company, and I've seen buildings like a 1-story building can fall. Actually, those are the ones that fall. Like when you have a storm and when you have whatever, though, and earthquakes. The ones that fall are the old ones, and the small ones they fall.
No, because that's different. That is different because they fall because of unnatural or natural occurrences. The skyscraper will fall under its own weight.
I'm done. I'm not gonna discuss now engineering. I'm done. If you think it's impossible to build more than 20 story.
I don't. I just told you I don't. Stop twisting my words. I came here and I've been respectful, but you have twisted my words. You have twisted my words.
Don't tell people what to build on their property. Just don't tell. It's none of your business.
No. What about?
If something.
No, it is.
Let me talk. If something happens and someone on my property gets hurt, I have an insurance company that will insure me. If the building collapses, I have an insurance company. If something, there's insurance. None of your business. Look, it's none of your business. Look,
that's called insurance fraud, right? So, by the way, right, that's insurance for what you're planning.
You get in my way, creating more supply, reducing the prices. Don't come to me and cry. I don't care. You created the problem.
You're not offering a solution though, because it's
Fine. I'm
completely
done.
unrealistic.
I'm done.
Let's say you
I'm
did
done.
get permit.
Okay.
No, you've made no
I'm
sense.
done.
You've actually made no
I'm
sense.
done.
You are
I'm done.
incoherent, my
I'm
guy.
done. I'm done. Look, I'm done.
We're not the same.
Look. I'm done. Maybe it will take. I don't know how many more years.
No, because I do
No, no.
construction, my friend.
I'm done.
I do construction, right? This is my bread and butter. This is the topic I am learning to do, right?
Are
Now, I'm
you
going to
gonna
tell
be?
you this, right?
Are you studying civil engineering?
Well, no, I'm going into construction. I'm going to do electrician. I'm going to do engineering. Yeah,
Fine.
I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on learning on civil
Go
engineering. Like
study.
we do. Well, you know, in
Go
construction,
become.
you do like civil engineering as well.
Go become a civil engineer, and it's really very easy. There is actually software to construct 1,000. I don't know if 1,000, but it's doable. People have. I don't know what the maximum height is. I don't know the Burj Khalifa and those. I think they have 1,000. How many floors does the Burj Khalifa have? It doesn't matter. Look, uh, I'm
I'm not trying to say that, dude, but like you need to keep in mind if you're building its weight, its mass, and its size, right? Because it will collapse under its own
okay.
weight
Okay. I'm done.
if
I'm
if
done.
it's
I'm
built
not.
to the
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Look, I'm done. I don't. If
So you recede your point.
I did what?
Do you concede your point that your idea is
I'm
completely
done. I mean,
bonkers?
as soon as you're talking about the actual technology you're telling me I'm not able technologically to build something. That's the end of the discussion. Then if you
Because you're offering an unrealistic a
I'm done.
solution for
I'm done.
I
I'm
asked
done.
you.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Fine. I'm done. If we got to the point, you have nothing to say except for I have a technological limitation. Fine. Then I'm done. Then I don't know what to say. Then fine. Then keep being homeless. Enjoy being homeless for the rest of your life and paying
You
enjoy.
understand?
It's nothing to do with immigration because the population will keep growing.
You are you are ridiculous, my friend.
Uh,
You are ridiculous. You are ridiculous if you think you can make a mega structure
Okay,
like with no
Jimbo,
permission because
Jimbo,
you
Jimbo. It's
because
fine.
you do
It's
understand.
fine. It's fine. I'm done. Look, I'm done. Look, we had a good discussion. It's been like an hour and 45. It's good. We did a good job. We covered it.
No,
This
we've done a terrible job, right?
it's
Can you tell me that? No,
no,
well, I want you to finish your point.
Jimbo,
I want to
no,
understand what you're
Jimbo,
saying.
this is look.
No, I want no.
No,
Listen,
it's an
I want
endless.
to understand what
It's
you're saying
it's an
because
endless.
you're off
No,
your
no, no.
solution.
We did this last time, and it went on and on and on until you collapsed in the morning. No, you need to go to sleep. It's
I
okay.
didn't collapse. What the bloody hell are you on about? I was still awake. I
No,
did not
I
collapse. I was still
remember.
speaking to you.
Fine, whatever. I want you to go to sleep early. I don't want you to. Look, we can
Oh,
continue.
my friend, I
We can
woke up
continue.
5 hours ago.
Fine. Let's continue the discussion some other time. It's an hour. It's an hour and 46. At this point, I've said my thing. You said yours. Sleep on it. I'll sleep on everything you've said. You sleep on everything I said.
Dude, you're not listening to me though. You keep
We'll
saying I'll sleep on what you
continue.
said, but I know you're
We'll
wrong, and I used to
continue.
be like you, and you're
Let's
uneducated.
spend.
But you're not telling me how I'm uneducated. Teach me.
I didn't say. I didn't say anything.
Teach me.
I didn't say.
Right?
I didn't say. No, no, no. I didn't say you. I never said those words. I will never say those words. No, 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 no. I said great. I'm happy that you're learning these vocations. That's great. I wish I knew these things. I mean, so it's fantastic. But I just said if you want to know anything about 1,000 stories, how to build 1,000 stories, that's like civil. You study civil engineering. You do a master's, maybe a PhD. I think like 1,000 floors, you'd need a PhD to do that, or a bunch of PhD.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm
It's
not saying it's
it,
impossible by no means.
it doesn't matter.
But
It's not important. We can continue.
no, but can I say this though? Because you've spoke, and I've not been able to say
I'm
just to say the basic of it.
sorry. Go ahead.
Because it's not technological. I'm trying to say.
All right.
You're trying to say that a problem that affects millions of English people, this illegal immigration's secretly a good thing. There are people that get R-worded. You know what? I don't want to say it so you get demonetized, but you know what I mean by R-worded, right?
I don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
You know the G rooming,
My
right?
my last
And the house
my last
pricing increase. You are talking about a topic
one of my
you fail to educate yourself on.
look. The last thing I am is a racist because I love chicks of every.
I'm not calling you racist.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no, no,
calling
no.
you racist.
No, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying
Race,
I
race.
love,
That has no. What's
I
that got to do with the topic, dude?
no,
Stay
I
on topic.
love people of every race because, like, we in America, we have different races, and I love everybody. There's good people. Like, I had an issue, on online. We had a big beef, and the guy that stood by my side and took the most heat, he's a black guy. I mean, he actually set up the Discord server. He created our Discord server. So he
What's this got to do with
no.
illegal
So I
immigration?
know the immigration is a joke. I look, you
Dude, I don't think you're racist. I don't think you're racist, so I
are
don't know why you're trying to
you
defend yourself.
you look. We are in the 20 year 2024.
Yeah.
Is people are scared of this immigration. I understand, but we need to have a separate show about it. But
We need to think of a logical solution to actually stop the negative impact of illegal immigration.
I understand. I
Because mass,
I understand how you feel. I understand. You should know that there is no solution. In economics, we don't have solutions. We only have
no, there is a solution. It's
only
called by not allowing illegal immigration. It's what Poland do.
that's I wouldn't. It's not in. I didn't say. I said in economics we don't have solutions. In economics, we only become aware of the alternatives and the cost benefit of each and every alternative. That's what I'm saying. So I understand that you might choose to stop the immigration or illegal immigration or whatever. So you just need to be aware of the cost benefit analysis and
But your solution is by magically, and because you have all the resources, you have all the money, you have all the stuff, right, to build it, right? Let's say that you can do that and you make it, right?
Mhm.
But it's not realistic. You need a realistic you
Fine.
need a realistic solution. That's what
Look,
I asked for, and you've not given me.
if you if I thought okay, I don't know what you want from my life at this point. I don't know.
I told you.
No, you
I,
didn't.
I, I just
No,
asked for a
no, no,
realistic
no,
solution to
no, no,
stop the
no,
increased housing
no,
price
no,
caused by
no,
illegal
no,
immigration.
no,
You said you'd give me
no.
it, and you failed.
Stop. You gotta stop that. When I say no, you gotta stop and let me respond. Otherwise, why are you asking me question?
I'm trying to say my statement, and you keep saying no, no,
Ask
no
me
while
a
I'm saying my
question.
statement.
You ask a question.
I didn't finish it. I asked you half a question. I asked you half of one.
Half. Look, let's stop here.
Yes, because
I wanted to stop
we
at
extend.
1:45. Every time it happens that we drag on the end. Look, it's an hour and 50 minutes. It's good. If you want, we
So you concede, right? You concede. You admit you're wrong.
I
Then
didn't
your
say
idea for
conceding is changing my mind. I did not change my mind. If you tell me if you changed your mind, I'm not here to force a concession. I'm here. I don't care. I'm here to change your mind, change anyone's mind, my mind. I'm interested in the truth.
but you're spreading misinformation, right? You spread misinformation during our chat. You did,
Maybe
right? You said commercial real estate
we'll continue. Write
has
it
been
down.
actually decreasing,
Write
while
it.
it has been doing the exact opposite.
Write it.
Inflation, actually, the thing
Write
that you're
it
saying
down.
is causing
Write
the
it
thing
down.
you're saying is making it decrease in
Jimbo.
value, is actually making it increase in value,
Okay,
making
we'll
your entire point completely incorrect.
completely. Yeah, that was my entire point. Exactly. So write it down. We'll deal with it next time. It's no big deal. If you want, we'll talk about this. If you want, we'll talk about something else. Look, it's a good conversation. Look, you're so young and you really are able to debate so well. It's really so impressive that you stay on point. Most people I debate with, they become very violent and vile and disgusting, and they attack me, and you don't. So
I did kind of attack you in the first one, but I was half
no,
awake.
no, no, no. I didn't feel any attack. No, no, you're a good kid. I really
I
enjoyed.
never mean animosity, but
Then that's you're the exception. Unfortunately to humanity, you are the exception to the rule. But anyway, look.
I don't want you to compliment me or anything, dude. Like, it's not going to change my opinion.
No, I'm
But
not. I'm just letting. Look, it's. We're ending the discourse. I'm letting you know. I'm happy with at least the fact that you stay on point and you're trying to get a concession, but on point, not on some.
But I want to gain something out of this, right? I've not gained any new knowledge. I've not gained anything out of it, right?
Okay,
I I've told you what I wanted and you've not delivered it.
then we'll continue next time because I don't want each time we meet for it to be so long. We should aim for under an hour because people, I don't think they survive over an hour when they listen to this. So, but it's good. We covered a bunch of important topics. Look, immigration is an important topic, and racism and hatred of the other, and the clashes between the races.
Illegal immigration causes an increase in racism.
Yeah, so we need to deal with it because there's no reason for this. This should not be happening. This is you're creating it. I need to educate you so you stop creating these problems because this at this rate this is going to end up with a world war and we can say bye bye.
By the way,
Hmm.
the reason I'm so passionate about this topic is because for once, right, this is more than my bread and butter. This is something I wholeheartedly believe, right?
I
This is something
I used to
that
be.
negatively has
I
affected
was
me.
just like you. I know. I was just like you. You don't need to convince me. I know. I was much worse than you by far. No comparison. So let's continue next time. It's good. These are good topics. Last time we had a good discussion. Look, it was important, but we just need to
It
stay.
doesn't need to be for a video, dude. Like,
No,
I don't. I'm not bothered about the video. I just want to know. You said you'd give me a realistic proposal of how to stop the increase of the housing crisis due to illegal immigration. You've gave me a solution, absolutely, but it's an unrealistic one.
so okay. Look, we can continue next time if you want. I'll show you. Well, we can get into the actual thing. We can do much more than 1,000 stories because we can go underground too. But I don't know if you go
It's,
underground, if I think you're gonna get the same issue. Maybe not. I don't know.
did you listen to what I said, by the
No,
way?
no, no. We'll continue next time. Jimbo, let's continue. I've listened
No, no, no. I'm not on about
everything.
like. I'm not on about my entire point, dude. I'm just
Everything.
saying.
I
I
listened.
just said, can I have a realistic solution? And then you offered your exact same point, but underground. It's unrealistic.
All right. So we can if that's your issue, then we can discuss it next time. But for now, we gotta go. You have to go. I have to go. The audience has to go. I'll see you next time, my brother. Thank you so much for your time.
All right.
All right.
Safe, love.
Good
Safe.
night. Bye bye.
Right.
All right. Great discussion with Jimbo. He's a kid. He's just like finishing high school or something. Really brilliant. It's unbelievable. Some of the brilliant kids that we have today. I mean, I wish I could say that our future is in good hands. Unfortunately, it's yeah, humanity is reaching an impasse, and I don't think we're gonna survive. Unfortunately. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for being so generous with your comments. Thank you to Grigori Vaz, to Sheep for Life, to Caxi that said sheep, and Sheep for Life that said win for Ship for Life. Definitely, Ship for Life got the win. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for being a part of our journey. See you next time. Bye bye.